Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. The first is, what would I like from the upcoming balance patch of Street Fighter 6? All right. Now, at this point, obviously, it doesn't matter what I want. The balance patch is going to exist as they've designed it. But for me, the way I see it, it's a combination of things because there's these different philosophical ways to think about fighting games, right? And when you do a balance patch, there's things that people say are schools of thought. Number one, some people are like, well, what you should do is you should just nerf the overpowered stuff, right? If you just nerf the overpowered stuff, then that means that the characters that are worse will be able to hang with them because those characters won't be so crazy overpowered anymore. So reduce increase startup time for this, right? Reduce invincibility frames for this. Make it so that this doesn't cancel anymore. Reduce damage output, etc., 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 right? And if you're looking at Street Fighter 6, okay, what I would definitely say is, obviously, any of these rushdown tiers, meaning the Juries, the Cammies, the DJs, the Kens, right? The, who's the fifth character who I always seem to forget? Oh, Luke, the Lukes, and other characters like that who literally their entire game is based on just getting in your face and attacking almost nonstop because, number one, they have the ability to keep drive rush comboing you into the corner, and you have very few opportunities to do anything about it unless you have like a perfect invincible reversal to blow through it. You need to have that reduced. Right now, you have an entire upper echelon of the game that's based on just getting in your face and rushing down. That's fine, but that should be a style of play. That should not be the dominant style of play. You understand? Like, a great fighting game is based around variety, that you can have different characters played as different ways. So you should have a game where, okay, maybe there's 2 or 3 rushdown characters that are really good, but there's also 2 or 3 keep away characters that are really good. There's a grappler that's really good. Now they can all be viably played competitively. But in Street Fighter 6, they haven't found that balance yet. It really is this one archetype of rushdown in your face character that has dominated the game competitively. So, should they nerf those top tiers? I think so. But I don't know if they're going to, because it seems like the actual mentality of the FGC these days is not nerf the top tiers, but instead buff the bottom tiers. Okay? So, since people already like the top tiers and have mastered them, don't mess with what works. Instead, change what's not working. Right? So, think about this. All those top tier characters stay the same, but now the bottom tiers have better viability. So, for example, maybe Lily finally has a true reversal. Maybe her Rising Condor move actually has invincibility frames that will blow through things, so she has a way to wake up, but she doesn't right now. Okay? Maybe make it so that her cancels are a little faster, a little better, a little bit higher priority. Maybe her normals are a little bit higher priority. Right now, one of the big problems with Lily is she always needs to have the wind charge, and it's not safe to do the wind charge ever. So maybe have it so that they did this with Hakan in Street Fighter 4. When Hakan was originally released in Super Street Fighter 4, everyone argued he wasn't that good. Then they did a balance update later on in a later version, and they gave it so that he already had his oil charges on him already. So he didn't have to do it at the beginning of a round. He already had them to begin with, and then he had to recharge them later in the fight. So maybe have her start with at least 1 wind charge, so she doesn't have to worry about, oh, I just literally can't fight until I get my first wind charge, right? You know, those are just some examples. Buff the weaker class with better moves and more abilities rather than nerfing the top tiers, right? So that would be an idea. But ultimately, I think really what it's about, it's this simple. When people play a fighting game, they don't want to just do the same thing with every single character, all right? Imagine if you had a fighting game, and it didn't matter if you picked Ryu, Guile, E Honda, or Akuma. But no matter who you picked, it felt like you were playing the same game. Every character had the same strategy, and you just use it over and over. Right now, with the top tiers of Street Fighter 6, it's almost like that. Any of the rushdown characters, again, DJ, Jury, Luke, Ken, they all feel the same. They all feel like you're playing the same character. The difference is, there are a few characters that are slightly different. JP, Guile, different. for sure. They do not play like the other top tier characters. I would argue Chun-Li is more of a hybrid. She's good, but she's not top. She's like maybe high, mid, or low top. And I would say that she is this hybrid. Blanca, he's also a hybrid. He's definitely rushdown mix-up, but he's not as good as the other rushdown characters, and he relies on some other tricks and traps to actually get going. So, yeah, like, that's good and everything, but you need variety. You need to have more characters that are viable. Right now, there is absolutely no grappler in the game that's good. Anyone who's considered a grappler character is not good in this game. Minot, who's probably the best of them. Zangief, Lily, right? Anyone who has the grapple, even Honda, hell, has a command throw. They all suck. So why? Why did you make it so that the grappler class, which is a traditional class in fighting games, is so bad in Street Fighter 6? Buff that. How? I don't know. But that should be viable. You should have grappler style as a viable style. It shouldn't be, there's literally one person on Earth who can hang, and his name is Snake Eyes, and that's it, and no one else can do well with those characters. That's ridiculous. It should be grapplers are viable in the game. In addition, you know, a character like Dalsim, a keep away style, should absolutely be a viable style. And he is until someone gets in his face, and then he can't do anything. Then he's dead in the water. So, that's what I'm hoping for when it comes to this balance. But I would just want it that the game is viable no matter what style you play. I'm not saying that it has to be easy. I don't want every style to be easy. I don't want grapplers to have it easy or zoners to have it easy. I just want them to have it viable. Right now, it's really not. It's shit. All mostly top tier rushdown, basically flowchart gameplay, right? It's just flowchart 50-50 guesses. Guess if you're going to throw or you're just going to hit and throw and hit and throw and hit, and that's it. And if you guess wrong on the defense, you lose, right? And that's it. And the other problem is those top tiers, as they're guessing if they're going to throw or hit, there's no risk. If they miss or it fucks up, it's fine. They're still safe anyway. They can continue on with their pattern. So make it so that there's more risk and less reward for guessing 50-50, right? That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, I guess we're going to find out sooner rather than later. Some people are actually saying the patch notes released last night. I didn't know that. Apparently people are saying the patch notes for the update actually released last night. No exaggeration. I follow fighting games on social media, and no one even posted them. Or if they did, it was obscure. I guess it wasn't mainstream yet. Maybe it's only on fighting game websites, which I didn't check out. So I definitely want to see the patch notes, and I want to review them, especially for my characters. I'm very curious, you know, what's changed. Hopefully, good stuff. Like what I saw on there from the preview video they put out a few days ago. Like, I would say Zangief looks like the change they added there was useless. Lily looks like the change they added to her was useless. Dalsim is a maybe, because if they really did extend the reach of his level 3 super, that's really good. Blanca with the whole drive rush hop could be interesting, but I feel like that's going to be a gimmick that everyone's going to get used to right away and not fall for. Like, maybe the first 2 times you see it, you're like, oh shit. And then after that, it's just not going to be as big of a deal. I guess we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to check it out on my own. You know, right now, because some people are like, well, why don't you open that up right now? Dude, if I do that, I'll be sitting here reading notes for half an hour, trying to understand them, which isn't going to be fun. You know, now that if you guys are saying the patch notes are out, I'll have to check them out, and maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, but as from now, you know, I didn't know. I looked all over. I didn't actually see that. In fact, I'm just curious if I can bring it up now if I was able to look. I mean, what is it even called? Street Fighter 6 Akuma patch notes? Like, what is it actually called to find it, right? Like, what would, I don't even know. Street Fighter 6 patch notes? Patch notes, Reddit? It doesn't matter because there's been multiple patches. You can't, you know. Nope, this is February. And there's a ton of YouTube videos about it. Nope, this is February patch notes. See, they're calling it the Ed patch, so this isn't even it. Yeah, see? So I can't even find it. Just an initial search, can't even find it. I guess I could say Akuma patch notes. No, but just a bunch of fucking YouTube videos. The changeless summary is the 2-week-old summary that's not complete. So that's not it. See what I mean? I can't even find it. No wonder I wasn't aware of it, because it's not even easily findable. No. Yeah, this is not patch notes. This is guesses based on videos. So this isn't it. I knew it. See? It's not even there. So if anyone wants to actually send me the patch notes and I'll look at them, I knew it. I'm searching. It's not even in Google. It's a bunch of YouTube videos of people who got the patch early and they're just guessing at the notes. There's no actual comprehensive listing in a search. No wonder I didn't know about it, and no wonder it's not on social media. I'll have to look into it later. I'm not going to waste more time on it now. All right. So anyway, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that whatever they balance makes it so that other types are viable. We don't want a fighting game where literally it's the whole top tier is one style of gameplay, and then maybe 1 or 2 characters are different, and that's the whole game. So it's a 7-character game, but really there's only 3 characters because 5 of them play the same, right? We don't want that. We want a game with viability, and that's what I want. I want a game that's viable where you can play in completely different styles, and those characters aren't, oh, well, because they're not the rushdown style, they're bottom tier. Wait, what? No, that's bullshit. I want every style to be viable. So let's see.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is, it's dumb kids.